Hello, everybody, and of course, welcome back to another episode of XTalknIsh with your boy X. And unfortunately, this morning, no ish, but it's all good. We're going to get this Thanksgiving pregame show in today. Of course, as always, if you don't mind liking and sharing this broadcast, if you are on Facebook as well, if you are on our Facebook page, go ahead and hit the like button. As well, if you are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and the notification bell so you can be notified for shows like this one in the future. And as well, if you are on Twitter or X, you can check us out on our page, of course, at XTalknIsh, and as well on my personal page. I'm about to go ahead and retweet it right now, which I just did on X_Williams81. So you can check us out there. Of course, this is a very special edition of our pregame show. Of course, usually we're not here on Thursdays, but because it is Thanksgiving, we want to, of course, deliver the pregame show for Thanksgiving and also for the NFL's inaugural Black Friday game tomorrow as well between the Dolphins and the Jets. I'll briefly talk about that. We will be back on Sunday to cover the rest of the Sunday slate as well, and then back on Tuesday to recap all of the games. But in the meantime, between time, of course, let's get right into these Thanksgiving games. I know you guys are very thankful for football and family and, of course, food. I am thankful to be alive around my family, and, of course, my beautiful wife and kids. I hope nothing but the best for everybody that's tunes in, and I hope somebody gets a couple of action shots of some Turkey Bowl games. I know you guys are going to have some Turkey Bowl games out there all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast. So make sure y'all get those submissions in as well. Let's go ahead and get right into the thick of things. First game of the slate, Packers versus Lions. Of course, old school rivalry here, old school uniforms that will be worn today from the Lions as well. Lions come into this game as an 8.5-point favorite at home. This game has all of the interworkings of this is supposed to be a pretty winnable game for the Lions. It's supposed to be an opportunity for the Lions to break these generational curses that they've been having for decades now. And I'm pretty sure this will be they will have the ability today to be able to continue on with their first half success, taking into the second half, continuing to build on it, and hopefully make some type of playoff run. The Lions are some very, very unfamiliar territory, so unfamiliar that I'm pretty sure nobody in the organization has been able to see this type of start unless you are the owners that was been a part of this Lions organization for 60, 70, 80 years so far, which is, of course, the Ford family. Other than that, no matter if you're Dan Campbell or, of course, any of the players, they've never seen this type of start before in Detroit history. My dad is born and raised in Detroit. He was born in 65 and has never seen this type of start before. So, again, this is something to take note of from the Lions. You got to put a little bit of respect on the Lions' name, at least in the regular season, and we'll see how everything plays out in the postseason. But for right now, my pick for this Thursday will be the Lions. I expect the Lions to take care of business with those ugly-ass throwbacks that they put on every Thursday for Thanksgiving or whatnot. One thing that I did see online, which I thought was very interesting because it's not really a stat that a lot of people keep, but since the AFL and NFL merger, the Lions are 0-12 on Thanksgiving when the moon is in a waxing gibbous phase. I don't know who keeps up with these stats. I don't know who decided to break this down over the last 12 matchups that the Lions had on this particular moon phase, but it seems as though that something happens weirdly with this moon phase for the Lions, but I don't think with the way that the moon is positioned for today or covered or whatever you want to call it, I don't think that that's going to make a difference with the outcome of this game. The Packers started off kind of strong. Jordan Love played well the first 4 to 5 games of the season. That middle stretch of the season for the Packers was really treacherous, especially for Jordan Love. I think his confidence, threw a lot of interceptions throughout that run. He's kind of have picked it up over the last couple of games. I expect him to play a lot better this game, but I'm expecting his Lions defense as well to also step up and make it very, very difficult for Jordan Love. So it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Lions take care of business at home. Let's go ahead and move on to other games. We have the Commanders and the Cowboys. Of course, another Thanksgiving tradition game with the Cowboys being at home. Who knows? We might see another appearance from some player jumping into the Salvation Army kettlebell over there. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because at the end of the day, we pretty much know what's going to happen with this game. If everything goes right for the Cowboys and if they take care of business as they should, this should be a winnable game for the Cowboys. Should be a game that they win really easily and handily the way they've been doing the last couple of weeks of the season. Cowboys are 7-3 at the moment and playing really good football these last couple of weeks, especially taking care of teams that they are supposed to when it comes to the Giants and the Panthers. Coming into this game, I'm expecting for them to at least put up 25 to 30 points just because of the way that their offense has been rolling. And this can either go one or two ways, really, for this game. This can go a shootout because of just how this offense for the Commanders are and the way Sam Howell is, but also just the inconsistencies for the Washington Commanders. It could be a 38-14 game to where this isn't even close, but Sam Howell puts up 200-something yards and 2 touchdowns. I could see that going on as well, too. And the Cowboys are doing what they're supposed to do at the right time. They're playing well, and they are taking care of opponents that are the pipsqueaks on their schedule. Same with the Lions when it comes to their schedule in the second half of the season. So for the Cowboys, again, take care of business at home. Go ahead and eat you some John Madden turducken, even though it'll be on CBS, so we won't be no turducken. Probably just have turkey legs. But overall, again, the Cowboys take care of business so you won't have people laughing at you guys over the weekend and y'all can have y'all a good Thanksgiving. Get to the comment section right quick. My boy Kobe G says, need Montgomery to eat today. I definitely agree with you on that one as well. I wanted to take him on one of my betting slips, but I just don't know how consistent Montgomery's running game is going to be. Now, don't get me wrong, Montgomery, I feel as though is the number one back for the Lions. With Gibbs playing that 1A, like he's right there. He could be RB1 if he really wanted to, but I think the running group of the Lions run with Montgomery. If Montgomery is allowed to be able to run the ball 12 to 16 times, be able to get at least 60 yards, I think that opens up everything for the Lions offense, passing and running, of course, with Gibbs as well. So it really, a running game starts with Montgomery, and as long as he eats, Kobe Gray hopefully will be able, Kobe Gardner, my apologies, will be able to eat as well too. Let's go ahead and get right into the 49ers and Seahawks game. Last game of this Thursday night slate. Honestly, might be the most exciting game for this Thursday because of just the matchups coming into this game. Obviously, the first two games might not be as competitive, but again, we'll see how games are when it comes to the NFL. Some games might not look as competitive, and they end up being the best games. Some games like this one, we might think that's going to be very, very competitive, and they end up being blowouts, maybe either by the Seahawks. Not this time. I got the 49ers winning this game, but wouldn't surprise me at all if the Seahawks cover this spread and keep this a lot closer than people expect them to, especially being at home with that 12th man behind them. I think this is a game that the 49ers are going to have to grind out. This is a game that they are going to have to come into Seattle and win. This is not a game where they're just going to out talent the other opponent. So everybody's going to have to play their A game to win this game. And I really wanted to pick the Seahawks. I really did. And I might be kicking myself in about 10 hours from now when this game is over with, because I really do think the Seahawks can win this game, and the Seahawks are not scared of the 49ers. This is a divisional game. Anything can happen. So for right now, yes, I am picking the 49ers, but my gut is telling me that, watch out for this sneaky Seattle team. They can definitely make things a little more difficult for the 49ers. We all know, of course, that 49ers team starts and ends with Christian McCaffrey. He's the reason why this offense is more consistent. Back in the day with the 49ers, they really didn't need Christian McCaffrey. He was a luxury. They was able to play running back by committee with CMC back there, he's able to be the reliable back that the 49ers need, running and catching the ball at the backfield. So for the most part, again, if the 49ers take care of business with that offensive line, with that defense that they have, even though they do have, again, I'm going to butcher his name. My apology, but I want to say it's Hufunga. I want to say I'm saying it wrong, but my apologies. He's out for the rest of the season with an ACL tear. We'll see how the defense adjusts with him not being back there anymore. Again, at the end of the day, for the 49ers, this is a game for you guys to take care of business and be able to have you a long break, rest up, and we'll see you guys next week after week 12. Like I said before, very special edition of Black Friday football. Never has happened before. Of course, this is the inaugural game for that. Dolphins versus Jets. I know when the schedule makers made this schedule, they assumed that Aaron Rodgers would be at the quarterback position, and unfortunately, he is not. But I'm hoping for a couple of fireworks from the Dolphins, right? Hopefully we can have a couple of good performances from Tua and Tyreek Hill that will make up for the lack of offensive production from the New York Jets. Miami comes in as a 9.5-point road favorite, which is pretty outstanding because almost a 10-point road favorite. That just goes to show you how bad the home team is. Look, again, I'm not going to beat a dead horse. We all know how bad this offense is for the Jets. The defense has really been limping this offense across the goal line per se. With a 4-6 record, it easily could be 2-8. This Jets team, again, I know the defense is good, but overall, it's just not a good Jets team, mainly because Aaron Rodgers isn't there. So with that being said, this is another game where for the Dolphins, you go in there, you take care of business, you finish up the rest of the season strong. After this game, you have the Washington Commanders, the Titans, the Jets again, Cowboys, Ravens, and Bills. So for the rest of the season, I mean, it's them. It's control their own destiny. They've been in this position for the last 2 years to where they put themselves in a position where they control their own destiny, and they end up usually kicking themselves in the ass and messing it up for themselves. And could this be, repeat number 3 or number 4 to where they do the exact same thing? Of course, we'll have to see how they finish out the rest of the season, but they are in position to be able to set themselves up for success and be able to even get them a second or even maybe a third or maybe even a second seed in the AFC and surprise some people within the seeding of the AFC. So again, it's on the Dolphins, and we'll see how that all plays out on Friday. Once again, I'll be back here on Sunday to recap, to preview week 12 of the Sunday slate. As you can see, I had a couple of hours of sleep last night. I'm very tired. I need to go deal with these kids. And happy Turkey Day to everybody. I appreciate Kobe G once again letting me know happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Hope you guys have a great Thursday. Eat everything in sight. Throw the football around. And we will see you guys back here on Sunday and as well on Tuesday for the recap of week 12. Thank you guys. See you next.